The start of the 2018 NBA season had so much excitement, especially in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics were coming off a year where they were the #1 seed, but man, did this roster look different. Kyrie Irving had been crying that LeBron was getting all the attention in Cleveland and he wanted out, so he was traded to the Celtics. They drafted Jason Tatum with a 3rd overall pick and made a huge free agency signing, landing Gordon Hayward fresh off his first All-Star appearance. The excitement would come to an end just 5 minutes into the year when Gordon Hayward would go down with a season-ending injury. Once returning, he just wasn't the player we knew. He averaged 11 points, shooting 33% from 3, but with one more year of recovery under his belt this past season, he looked pretty solid. He averaged 18 points on great efficiency, which earned him a 4-year, $120 million contract from the Charlotte Hornets. Now, this was controversial, and that wasn't a surprise. They gave a 4-year max contract commitment to a 30-year-old averaging 18 points a game. Now, this addition has ended up being great. Gordon Hayward's on fire, averaging 23 points, shooting 50% from the field and 43% from 3, and has actually been playing better as the season has gone on. It's always risky giving older players big deals, especially when your team is very young and hasn't been good for a while. We see these players just turn into bad contracts all the time, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case with Hayward. The team is growing up quickly, and a huge part of that is this addition. The team is currently 10-11, good enough for the 8th seed in the East, and for context, they only won 23 games last season, so with the clear impact Hayward is making, where does he rank among all the players that have switched teams? It's close, but right now he's at 5, so who's above him? The biggest name that's not going to be making the top 10 is Russell Westbrook. I know some of you Timmies are screaming at your phone right now about his 41-point game, but I don't care, and you shouldn't either. The Wizards went into this season with very high expectations, mainly due to this addition. In the final 2 months of the regular season last year in Houston, Westbrook was amazing. He averaged 31 points, 7 assists, and 8 rebounds, shooting 52% from the field. That was one of the best, if not the best, Russell Westbrooks we've ever seen. But that's not the player the Wizards got. So far this season, he's averaging 21, 10, and 10, shooting 41% from the field and 36% from 3. But leading up to this outlier 40-point game, he had splits of 38% from the field, 33% from 3, and 65% from the free throw line. That's just not good. Maybe this 40-point game is the start of him turning things around, but the team has 4 wins on the season, 2 of which over the Brooklyn Nets by a combined 3 points. The other 2 came without Westbrook, both won by at least 20. D'Angelo Russell is also going to miss out on the top 10. A hard player to judge right now with the current state of this Timberwolves roster. Now, yes, he was on the team last season, but for this video, I decided to include players that were added really late in the year because, I don't know, I felt like it. He's averaging 20 points and 5 assists, shooting 42% from the field and 39% from 3. Now, he's in a weird spot. This team sucks, and D'Angelo Russell should never be a first option on any team, and that's okay. Karl-Anthony Towns has been out for most of the season so far, putting a lot of pressure on Russell. The team has the worst net rating in the league and just 5 wins, the worst record in the Western Conference. It's going to be interesting to see where this team and D'Lo go from here. The first player to crack the top 10 is going to be John Wall. As you guys know, if you've been watching for a while, I truly expected major regression from Wall coming into this season, fresh off an Achilles injury. But so far, he's been great. He's averaging 18 points and 6 assists, shooting a career-high 37% from 3. Now, he has missed some time so far, but when playing, his impact is felt. The team is in the middle of a 6-game win streak, which was really sparked by Wall's return after missing 5 games. So far, it's really looking like the Rockets won that Westbrook deal. Now, it's so weird to see a team playing this well following a trade where they lost a top 10 player in the league, that being James Harden, but we're going to get to some more possible reasons later in the video. Andrew Wiggins is at 9, which is crazy. He was traded last season in a deal that sent D'Angelo Russell to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The main reason he was in that deal is because he had to be, due to his contract. What appeared to be the main asset the Warriors were getting was that Timberwolves 2021 pick. The expectations for Wiggins were very low, but it's looking like the Warriors just might have gotten a steal. He's finally buying in on the defensive end while averaging 18 points, shooting career-high efficiency across the board, including 39% from 3. The Warriors are playing above 500 basketball, with their clear and away second option being Andrew Wiggins. The 8th spot's going to belong to Victor Oladipo, who's had a pretty similar injury story to Gordon Hayward. Last season, it just wasn't great, but it looks like that injury is now in the past. Since being traded to the Rockets, he's averaged 21 points and 5 assists, shooting 41% from the field and 34% from 3. Obviously, the efficiency hasn't been incredible, but this team is 6-2 with him, and his presence has been felt. He brings this team one of the best two-way backcourts in the league alongside John Wall, and he's also an above-average playmaker, allowing for some great minute stack possibilities. What's crazy though is we still have another Rocket on this list. 7 is going to go to one, if not the biggest surprise of the season, Jeremy Grant. In Grant's first 6 seasons, he averaged just 9 points and 4 rebounds a game. But this past year, he was one of the best role players in the league, playing for the Denver Nuggets, which earned him a 3-year, $60 million contract with the Detroit Pistons. Most expected to see significant stat jumps for him going to what was expected to be a bigger role, but I don't believe anyone who says they saw this happening. His presence last year was felt on the defensive end. This year, it's on the other end of the court. He's averaging 24 points and 6 rebounds, shooting 45% from the field and 40% from 3. Impressive, but he's actually not the current frontrunner for the Most Improved award. That title belongs to the number 6 spot in third Rocket of the video, Christian Wood. Last season, we saw the potential in Wood. He just didn't have that big of a role. He averaged 13 points and 6 rebounds, which was good enough to earn him a 3-year, $40 million deal with the Houston Rockets, a contract that might just be the best in the league right now. From day one, he made it clear he was the real deal. So far, he's averaged 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks, shooting 56% from the field and 39% from 3 on almost 5 attempts a game. With the 3 guys mentioned in this list, the Rockets are must-see TV right now. To start this video, we talked about the 5-spot Gordon Hayward, so the first player ranking above him is going to be Jrue Holiday of the Milwaukee Bucks. Jrue Holiday has been as advertised, a two-way machine. So far, he's averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 48% from the field and 38% from 3. There's a lot of excitement for teams in the Eastern Conference, such as the 76ers and Nets. But let's not forget about the Bucks. This team has been playing great on offense. A huge part of that is Jrue Holiday, but everyone knows the Bucks have struggled on that end when defenses tighten in the playoffs. I think that's when the upgrade over Eric Bledsoe is going to be felt the most. Now, they haven't been the defensive team we've come to know so far, but seeing players like Holiday, Lopez, and reigning Defensive Player of the Year Giannis play well on that end individually gives me confidence they're going to improve as the season goes on. Chris Paul is at 3. I think the Suns' performance in the bubble just gave us a misrepresentation of this team. They looked unstoppable, and well, they were. They went undefeated, but we also saw TJ Warren average, around 40 points a game. Assuming that's the team the Suns are from now on would just be ignorant. On the season last year, despite going 8-0 in the bubble, they would miss the playoffs with a record of 34-39. Looking to really try to contend, they went out and got Chris Paul from the Suns, and to this point, it looks like that's going to be a great move. The Suns are currently 3 games above 500, with Paul averaging 17 points and 9 assists, shooting 47% from the field. But he's actually got off to a pretty slow start. In the last 5 games, he's averaging 26 points on 53-39 splits. I really hope we get the chance to see this team in the playoffs. 2 is going to be none other than the beard himself, James Harden. I was really curious to see whose volume would be reduced out of this Nets Big 3, and it looks like that's going to be Harden, but he has taken on a bigger role as a playmaker. He's averaging 24 points and 12 assists, shooting 48% from the field and 38% from 3. It's a little weird to see after him averaging 35 points the past 2 seasons, but his ability to jump into this offense has been really impressive so far. The top spot is going to be another Brooklyn Net, and that's Kevin Durant. Yes, he joined the team last offseason, but this is our first season seeing him on the court in a Nets jersey. And man, has it been impressive. Like John Wall, I just didn't expect Kevin Durant to just come back to his previous form, but that's exactly what he's done. It's actually insane what he's doing offensively. He's averaging 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 53% from the field, 45% from 3, and 88% from the free throw line. In case you forgot, this is off an Achilles injury. Now, I have some concerns for this Nets team. The team looks amazing on offense to this point, but a little too amazing. The efficiency coming out of the Big 3 and some other guys like Jeff Green is just too good to keep up. It will regress as the season goes on, which is a big deal considering how historically bad their defense is. They've really got to figure it out on that end, whether that's through signing a free agent, trades, buyouts, I don't know. But it's going to be hard to win a title when you're giving up 120 points a game.